Thanks for clicking on to WMUR.com. I'm meteorologist Eric Weglars. It is a very uncomfortable evening, rather morning outside across much of the state. Temperatures, you take your pick, in the upper 60s, if not the upper 70s at this point, and we haven't even hit sunrise. So it's going to be another uncomfortable day, and the real piece to the story here are the dew points in the 60s and lower 70s. So this is very humid, if not tropical territory, and while we'll mix some of this moisture out with the sunlight this morning, I think it's still going to be the most uncomfortable feeling day that we've had in this heat wave stretch, and we'll talk about this in more detail in just a moment. We have a few thicker clouds and even some showers and downpours beginning to bubble up from the west, and the trend is for a lot of this action to slide east as we go into the second half of the afternoon, giving us a bit of a reprieve from the heat itself. So this is the final day of the heat wave across the Granite State. Now, we are expecting unhealthy heat conditions to persist across the southeastern part of the state, but I do think we'll have a bit of a cooler end to the work week to enjoy again after we get through the last day of heat here. So the heat advisory continues for eastern Hillsborough and western Rockingham counties away from the seacoast. And the main concern here is now for the heat index. So we're factoring the air temperature and the humidity values at the ground. And when you pair the two together, we're talking about the apparent temperatures ending up in the upper 90s. So this is dangerous stuff between, say, noon and 3 o'clock this afternoon. To that point, we'll keep the red icon on locally for the southern half of the state. Points north, it's not much of a concern today, mainly because the air temperatures are only in the upper 80s to near 90. So the heat exhaustion risk just isn't as high compared to the southeastern part of the state. Other thing to note, too, is the clouds will quickly build in from the west as we go into the afternoon here. Wouldn't shock me if that actually helps us alleviate some of the heat as we go into the afternoon. Notice showers already forming across the central and western parts of the state. And you'll notice, too, a lot of these vivid pinks and purples begin to pop up as we go towards sunset. These are embedded thunderstorms that could be strong, but it's mainly a downpour risk given how soupy the air is. And this will continue for a time as we go into early Wednesday, mainly as most folks are asleep before a bit of a brightening trend for the start of Wednesday. So in terms of rainfall, it's going to be a narrow corridor of who sees a lot and who sees a little, but I think the potential exists for several spots across the southeastern part of the state to pick up a quick inch to an inch and a half of rain in the heaviest activity going forward. Tonight we'll be down into the upper 60s and lower 70s, so another uncomfortable night of sleeping weather, unfortunately. The good news, once we clear Wednesday, a cold front comes through and, well, knocks us down to a much more early summer-like reality. Highs only in the upper 70s and lower 80s from Thursday through the end of next weekend, and the humidity gets washed away too, so there's some really great news going forward here. Rain is expected on Friday. The real question mark is just how much. Still a little bit of uncertainty with that. We do know the weekend, though, will not be that bright. Highs only in the middle and upper 70s with a few more showers possible Saturday and then again late Sunday into Monday.